Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. I'm recording this in the evening when I usually record during the day. But hi, Scorpio. How are you? Let's get into your May reading. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're not familiar with my channel, hi, I'm Camila Rose. I do all things tarot, astrology, inner work, shadow work, all using these tools in order to help you make the unconscious conscious. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's take a look at your your reading for the month of May, Scorpio. Let's get your main card. 8 of Swords. You're overthinking, you're stuck in your head a bit. That's all right. You do have a lot of that, you are going to be feeling that oppositional. Yes, you'll be feeling that oppositional energy from Venus moving through the underworld as it goes through the sign of Taurus. So you may have some activations that come up with that that may push you to overthinking quite a little bit. Partly, it seems like you have a decision that you have to make, perhaps about whether or not you would like to move forward with a connection or make an offer. It seems like you're just in your feelings with this one, and I don't know if per se you've really thought this one through. And it seems like you're trying to. It seems like you're trying to get quiet. You're trying to think about this logically. You're trying to be very mature about this. Or the other person has the energy of a King of Swords and they are very mature. They're maybe older, or you may be older. There seems to be maybe a little age gap going on here. And this is one of those things where it's like, okay, should I move forward with this? Although I really like them. But I don't know if this is the best decision logically. And I probably have been not in the greatest, may have been a lot of back and forth in this situation. You may just have not been in the greatest place mentally. And it seems like you may be needing to let go and move forward so that you can get to a better space mentally. And I'm not sure if you're ready for that yet. We have a 2, so a lot of decisions coming up for you this month, Scorpio. We have a 2 of Pentacles and we have the Chariot card. And so that is giving, 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so you have a kind of a serious financial decision to make. And you may be trying to juggle those options, but it may not be something where you have time to really figure it out. Especially since there may be a move involved and you may just need to get up and go. You may just need to act on that. I think it's a move in the right direction though. And I think it is time to let go. I think that although it might be fun and this past connection might be fun, if they're not one that's able to move forward with you, I would suggest go ahead and let that go so that you can have a lot more happiness. There's a lot more emotional fulfillment by letting go. And there's a lot more mental peace that will come from releasing this. You will be experiencing some shadow moments, perhaps some revealing of some secrets and things like that. It looks like about this emotional connection, this person that you're talking to or the person that you're with. It does seem like there may be some information that comes out. And it might be something that has to do with your mother, their mother, something of that nature, perhaps how you all react to your relationships that have been shaped by your mother. It does seem like there's some, and although I said move along, it does seem like maybe there is something to this. There may be something, it may be worthwhile to stick it out or to, have important conversations, talk this out, especially if they were able to move forward, especially if they were able to put aside, or you were able to put aside and move and mature and realize the importance of speaking up and being very honest, being very present, not running away from these connections, getting out of your head and having these conversations because you need to kind of grow up and move forward. You have some big decisions coming up. And so there may reveal some of those reasons why you were hesitant to really commit, why you were hesitant to really show up. And as you go through these things and look at perhaps previous relationships, legacy, those long-term goals, those long-term things you really want to get from a connection and you really want to build for your life. And then the Knight of Swords, which is the conversations, this may move you into a much better space. Learn to be very honest with yourself this month. Learn to be very upfront with yourself and with others, Scorpio. At the end of the month, so you're still stressing. It's like we kind of go back and forth. We get a little relief and we get a little stress. It seems like you don't feel very supported externally. So perhaps with this new move that you made, or with this change in positions, change in jobs, you don't feel necessarily very supported. You may also have tried to reach out to family or an old flame and realize, or your mother, and realize that you still don't feel very supported from them. It's a stressful situation. We have a King of Cups here, so there is like a pull. That a lot of this seems to be a pull towards maturing emotionally and serving and acting in a very emotionally mature space. We do have the High Priestess in reverse. So this is indicating there is some type of issue going on with either a mother figure, you as a mother, if you are a mother, or someone in your life who is a mother. So if you have like a wife or a partner who is a mother or the motherly type, and or if you fall into that role, there's an issue there. And part of that issue is that although this person is like mothering, they're not emotionally available. They're cold. They're not open to really like letting people in, even though they're constantly trying to manage theirs and others' emotions. It's creating a situation where people just feel really disconnected. They feel very unsupported emotionally, and that's leaning over and causing a lot of mental stress. It's making it where they feel like they're trying to ask for assistance and no one's there to help them, and it's either you or it's this other person who's really having to step up and be much more emotionally mature and emotionally available. This sounds like it's time to have a difficult conversation, even if the person is not open to it or doesn't want to. If you want to continue forth with this connection, if this is with another person or if this is with your parental figure who acts as the mother, you're going to have to sit there and have this conversation. You're going to have to talk about the lack of emotional support. You're going to have to talk about the coldness, about the analytical, about the perfectionism, about all of those things. It's going to have to come up in order to heal that energy. If you yourself are experiencing a split where you have perhaps been acting very much in your masculine fatherly energy and you haven't been connecting more to your emotional motherly energy, you've kind of turned that out so that it is very just, as I mentioned, cold. It's very cold. It's just not, the warmth isn't there. So it's like physically you might be showing up and you might be saying all the right things, but when it comes to like, oh, like let's connect and have affection, you don't want to do it. You don't want to hold hands. You don't want to be close. You don't want to have intimacy. Like all of those things you're not here for, even though you technically will not leave the connection. If this is not you and this is the other person, that's what you're experiencing with them. And someone has to be the King of Cups here and show up and say that, hey, this is not working. This is not how we have a healthy relationship. And either we need to talk this out and figure out how to fix it, or it may be time to part ways. And again, that may be just a part of that lesson of that oppositional energy that you're going to be experiencing as Venus moves through the underworld. And as Venus goes through that energy of Taurus, you'll be feeling a lot of oppositional energy because you've had that Jupiter and Uranus conjunction that happened back in April 20th. You have Jupiter that's slowly moving out of your sign and moving into Gemini. So there's been a lot of spaces where it's like, well, things might have had a lot of support, or there might have been some abrupt influx of luck or breakdowns of things so that you could move into a better situation. And you're just maybe wrapping some of that energy up as Venus kind of comes through and sweeps through and kind of says, okay, here are the connections to keep. Here are the connections to release. These are the contracts that need to be voided. These are the contracts that need to be made. Here's what needs to be in balance. Here's what's not in balance, like just cleaning kind of everything up. And it seems like a large part of that is this emotional well-being, your emotional connections, and an individual who is not emotionally available. They are very cold. They are very disconnected, even though they are physically there. And even though they are doing, quote unquote, exactly what you're supposed to be doing when it comes to how you care for someone else. The heart isn't there. The warmth isn't there. The affection isn't there. And it feels like you might as well be in this connection by yourself. Again, if you are on the other side of that, that is how your partner feels. That is how the people in your life feel. They feel like they might as well be by themselves because you are physically there, but your heart is not there. And so there is a space that needs to open up and be explored, and conversations need to be had. All right, so that's your reading for the month of May, Scorpio. If you'd like a personal reading to dive more into your energy, go ahead and you can book some time with me. If you would like to see how the recent transits, the things that are going on in the sky currently, are impacting you personally, you can order a transit report. That's a new astrological report that I have available. And that'll be it. I'll see y'all later. I love you. Bye.